Hey guys, it's Rocolo here. In today's video, I'm going to talk about Shadow Tactics Blades of the Shogun. Here's a quick upfront summary of what I think about the game. Overall, I'm rating it 4 pineapples out of 5, with 5 being the best. If you want to know more about the game, then let's jump right into it. Let's start with the gameplay. Shadow Tactics in a nutshell is a real-time tactical game. What it means is that you're controlling a team of characters to complete missions where you need to navigate through enemy soldiers who are actively walking around guarding different areas of the map. And as a player, you need to figure out how to get past them without being detected. Stealth is a major part of this game because you will quickly realize that things go down really fast once you are discovered by the enemy.
Nothing personal.
You have 5 different characters to use throughout the game. Each character has their own unique tools and abilities. You can use traps, shuriken, rifles, and even bombs in the missions. They are different enough to force you to think strategically about how best to utilize them during the missions. The team that you use for each mission is fixed, so you cannot continuously spam a character. And that makes sense because each mission follows a linear storyline, meaning that it's a different chapter in the story. This limitation also makes each mission more unique and challenging, but always enough for you to get through the enemies. In total, there are 13 missions. Each mission has its own map, so the obstacles and the enemy placements are always different. And even though there are only 3 main types of enemy soldier, or 4 if you include the civilian, the missions are not easy at all because there is very little margin of error.
I understand. Better stick to cover.
Personally, I think the missions are well designed and they have a balanced difficulty. I often have to spend some time to think, do a lot of trial and error before finding my way through. I completed the game in 30 hours and that is just straightforward gameplay without attempting to gain trophies or all the badges. Speaking of badges, it's like achievements and each mission has a list of them. These badges encourage you to replay the mission because they cannot all be achieved at the same time. In fact, these badges purposely force you to play differently to complete the mission. And that's actually another good thing about this game is that there is no one way to do it. It is flexible enough that you can complete the mission in your own method, whether you want to kill every enemy or you want to kill nobody. It is up to you how you want to do it. One more thing about the gameplay is that there are many mechanics in the game that you can utilize. The most useful one is definitely the shadow mode, which allows you to plan action ahead for your characters and then trigger them to execute the actions simultaneously. If you are starting to find it difficult to get past a point in the game, then it's usually time to use the shadow mode. There are some mechanics that appear to be disadvantageous but can actually be used in your favor. For example, the footprints in the snow or the torches. You can use them to lure your enemies away from their posts. There are many possibilities and it's really up to your creativity. If you want to see more on how exactly the gameplay is like, then you should check out the gameplay showcase video on the top right hand corner where you can see the entire first mission. Shadow Tactics is set in feudal Japan. Your team is a loyal group of characters that are tasked to prevent the enemy from overthrowing the ruling shogun. Without spoiling anything, I think the storyline is fine. It is not convoluted, but it is also not unpredictable. You can roughly see where the story is going, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. The game world, in my opinion, is beautiful. Each level map is unique and looks great. The music is fine too. I don't have a strong opinion about it in particular, but I would say it matches the mood. There are 5 main characters in this game. Each of them have their own personality and role. The voice acting and writing make them believable and I like the synergy. To me, the team comes across as natural and quite likable.
Good to see you, old man.
Ah, the young shinobi. Hayato, is it? Good to see you too.
Takuma-san, Are you ready for the field?
A bit rusty, maybe. Oh, everything weighs less in my memory.
Then, let us discuss strategy.
I don't think it's a big issue, but the game does not have a strong villain. I guess if they extended the game with a few more missions, then that probably would have allowed the story to build a little bit more. But in the end, I don't think it's a big drawback from the game itself.
Then you are a fool. No doubt Shogunate men freed Takuma from his prison. The old cripple tried to kill me before. If the Shogun does not come for me, Takuma surely will. Do you realize now what your incompetence has cost me?
Please, Yabu-sama, I have failed you. I am deeply shamed. Will you grant this humble person permission to commit seppuku?
Very well. Perhaps you will at least die with some dignity.
In my experience, the game performs pretty well. It is smooth and fast, no issues in general. I did come across one bug though, and that is when you use Kuma, the pet tanuki, to distract a group of 3 soldiers. I have seen more than once that the group getting disoriented, with one standing still and the other 2 continuing to walk, but in a very small distance. That is definitely not by design, but it is also not game breaking. As soon as you call back Kuma, then the group would recover their formation. Another small complaint that I have, not necessarily an issue, is the camera. I believe it is a conscious decision by the dev team to not automatically center your character when you change the camera angle, since you probably want to see a lot of things on the map. But controlling the camera takes a while to get used to. I don't know if it can be done better, because like I said, you want to have as wide a view as possible in order to plan your actions. But yeah, I just want to mention it because it's something that nags me a lot, especially in the earlier missions. All in all, I really like Shadow Tactics. It is a fantastic game, I enjoy the gameplay, the game mechanics are fun, I think the game world and the missions are very well designed, the story has a nice ending, and it is not too long. If you like strategy or puzzle games, then I would highly recommend it. So that's it for my review of Shadow Tactics Blades of the Shogun. Have you played the game, or do you plan to play it? Let me know what you think about the review or the game in the comment section below. Alright, that's all from me for now. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more content and leave a like if you enjoyed the video. As always, thanks for watching, have fun and have a nice day.
No one knows the identity of the leader, but a name is whispered in the streets. Kage-sama.